With the exploding battery and recall fiasco of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, the LG V20 is currently the most outrageous mainstream Android smartphone on the market. There's a lot that sets the phone apart from the competition, but today we're going to focus on the V20's cameras. The phone comes with a 16 megapixel sensor featuring an f1.8 aperture lens and 3-axis optical image stabilization, a perfect combo for low light shooting. LG has also thrown in laser, contrast, and phase detection autofocus, allowing the V20 to capture images pretty much instantaneously. But the question is, with all that technology built in, how does the V20 stack up when compared to the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and the Apple iPhone 6s? Right off the bat, we can see that the V20's camera can hold its own when compared to the other two devices. White balance from the iPhone's photo is a little bit too warm, and it doesn't capture the same amount of detail that the V20 does. The texture in the fries really isn't visible on the Galaxy S7 Edge's photo either, but that's likely due to the camera's wide aperture. In this second shot, you can again see the amount of detail captured by the V20 by looking at the egg and the text on the side of the bowl. The colors pop a little bit too much when compared to the other two shots, but exposure levels and white balance are spot on. If you're looking for a tasty treat, we've got you covered. At first glance, the V20 seems to have captured the donuts perfectly, but if you look a little bit closer, the V20 has overexposed the shot just a little bit, blowing out details in lighter areas. The iPhone 6s appears to have captured more texture than the other two devices, but the overall image is a little bit too warm for our liking. If you're looking to capture perfect sunsets with the V20, you may be a little bit disappointed, as the Galaxy S7 Edge and iPhone 6s are better suited for the job. The image captured by the V20 will be acceptable to most people, but the imaging sensor appears to be a little bit too sensitive to light, overexposing the sun and the surrounding clouds. Surprisingly, the iPhone's image has a better dynamic range, producing a much brighter overall scene. Pictures taken on a cloudy day on the beach usually turn out drab and boring, and that's exactly what the V20 delivers in this shot. The S7 Edge and the iPhone 6s try their best to correct the shot by adding warmer tones, but the V20 reproduces the scene with true-to-life colors. In this next shot, we can again see that the iPhone and Galaxy S7 Edge are playing with white balance a little bit too much, but the V20 also has a few issues of its own. To lighten up the subject in the foreground, the V20 overexposes a lot of the lighter areas in the shot. Zooming into 100% crop, you can see that the iPhone 6s manages to capture a lot more of what's happening in the background than the other two smartphones. The V20's shot is so overexposed that you can't even make out the shoreline and the hills in the background. The V20's tendency to overexpose certain shots comes into play again when things get dark. Out of these three images, the V20s may be the one that you choose to post to Facebook or Instagram, but things fall apart when you zoom in and take a closer look. To produce the brighter image, the V20 cranks up the ISO and leaves the shutter open slightly longer, allowing so much noise to creep into the shot that the Taco Bell sign in the background isn't even legible. The Galaxy S7 Edge's low-light prowess really shows its muscle here, with very little noise and noticeable texture in the wood. This last shot is very similar to the one we just looked at, but the V20 does fare a lot better. Again, the brighter and more attractive shot at first glance is the one taken with LG V20. The colors are more vibrant, and the whites in the outside sign pop right out to make a statement. The photo captured by the iPhone 6s is a lot darker with a brownish tint, and the one taken with the S7 Edge isn't sharp at all. Taking a closer look at the iPhone's picture, it appears to have better dynamic range since you can see into the kitchen, but the V20 shot is so bright that the Arizona football text on the man's jacket is clearly readable. As we've seen in these pictures, the camera on the LG V20 isn't going to beat out competing devices from Samsung or Apple, but there's no reason why anyone should be disappointed with the images it produces. Even though the sensor does lean towards overexposure, that can easily be fixed by switching over to Pro Mode in the camera app and bumping down the exposure. If you can't get enough of the LG V20, we have a lot more coverage of the new smartphone on our YouTube channel and Phandroid.com. Hit that thumbs up button below and don't forget to subscribe.